Hey everyone, I'm Jeff Teague. Welcome to episode 2 of Toyota Car Care Talk. This is where your questions get answered on Toyota service, maintenance, and repair. We've got Ali, Toyota Master Diagnostic Technician. In other words, he's the Yoda of Toyota. Do you like that?
I love it.
All right, cool. Let's get to our first question right away. How long does a typical 12-volt battery last in a Toyota, and what factors can affect the life of the battery?
First of all is the use. What are you using the battery for? How much extra accessories you have? Are you using a lot of things inside of your car? Is it a commercial truck with the extra computers hooked up to it that would put more power to the battery? As a general rule, batteries last about 5 years.
Okay.
I've seen them go 10 years, but you don't want to take a chance with them. As long as I am concerned, I replace the batteries in my own family stuff every 3 years.
Okay.
If you want to buy batteries from a dealer like us, we have a lifetime battery. If you have a newer car that you plan to have for a long time, you can pay a little bit more to buy a lifetime battery, and anytime that battery fails, you get it replaced for free. We have a 3-year battery and a 5-year battery. The other thing on the batteries is, like you were saying, the ambient conditions. If it's extra cold, if it's extra hot, the battery will fail faster. Also, do you service your battery? Is there a lot of corrosion on top of your battery? I've seen, you have another video where you were talking about battery maintenance, where they were explaining the amount of dirt on top of the battery.
Yes.
And if you don't clean the top of your battery, it will fail faster. So you can just take a rag, damp rag, and clean the dust from top of the battery.
Like the terminals or the battery itself?
The top of the plastic casing.
Okay.
And just clean it and make sure it doesn't supply extra leakage for the battery.
That's
And,
really good advice.
As a general rule, 5 years.
Okay.
If you really want to be doing preventative measurements, do it every 3 years. If you have a lifetime battery, who cares? Bring it over here and we replace it for free.
Excellent. Love the insight. Here's a hybrid question. Somebody wants to know if you can drive your Toyota hybrid with a dead battery pack like the new 22 Tundra iForce Max. I'd like to know before I purchase the truck come December. So I guess they want to know if you're just on the gasoline part of it and your battery pack is dead, can you still drive it? I don't know the answer to that one.
I don't know the answer on a Tundra, but I know on all other hybrids that we have, if the hybrid battery pack is totally dead, hybrid battery pack starts the engine.
Oh, you're out.
So, and also hybrid battery pack is a part of the transmission because it electronically runs MG1 and MG2. There was somebody that knew about that before. So if the hybrid battery pack is dead and a Tundra is made like every other one, I don't know that yet because I haven't read about the Tundra. But my guess is no, there should be no hybrid, period, with a dead battery pack that could drive.
I mean, logically, that makes sense. If that's what starts the vehicle, then you're not going anywhere.
It's also part of the
stuck, buddy.
transmission.
Yeah.
The transmission is all electric that runs with that engine.
This question is interesting and very specific. When I drive more than 30 minutes with my Prius, that's a 2016, 2017 year, and the headlight on, so headlights are on, I get this message. Headlight system malfunction. Visit your dealer. Visually, lights are working well. An ODB test not showing any error. What is causing the message to appear?
The headlights work if they have the automatic sensing and adjustment on them. They work from the pre-collision system. The pre-collision system has sonars in the front bumpers, has a radar in the front. That's the same radar that controls the cruise control. Has a camera by the mirror inside the car. That's the one that looks at the call for a lane keep assist or lane correction. If any of those are dirty and the car keeps trying to look and it decides it doesn't like what it sees, it would automatically disable the headlight correction. If the radar is dirty, it will do that. Now, this person says that they don't have an issue when they take the car in.
Right.
Like when the technician checks it, It also can happen in bad weather. It can happen anything that would normally affect the radar in the front or the camera. That could be in bad weather, could be dusty, could be foggy. It shouldn't happen otherwise.
Here's a new Camry owner. They have a new 2020 Camry hybrid, and at times the engine idles roughly, causing the car to shake a little. What type of things would you first look for if it was brought into your bay?
First of all, when you have a hybrid Camry, the engine stops and starts all the time. And sometimes there's a little bit of vibration when the engine is not running because you're using the transmission and the hybrid battery pack to start the engine. You may feel a little bit of vibration for a couple of seconds. That'll go away. That's normal. However, if you have a car that is shaking at idle at all the time, there are two things to look at. You look for your check engine light. If you have a misfire that's causing the vibration, we check it with the computer, and it'll tell us what's going on, why the car is misfiring. If you have a check engine light that's flashing, that means your car is running so harsh that it's destroying the catalytic converter, and those things cost over $2,000. That
Holy
means
bleep.
stop operating the car or you will damage the catalytic converter. So condition 1 is normal. If engine stops, starts, and sometime a couple of seconds vibration is a normal deal for any hybrid. Then it's a misfire that's not severe. Check engine light may come on, stay on. Best thing you can do is take it to a dealer. Third thing is misfire, vibration in the engine, and the check engine light is flashing. You have a severe misfire that could damage the catalytic converter. Turn the car off and have it towed to a dealer so you won't have to replace that very expensive catalytic converter.
Yeah, we're trying to keep our costs down low, so this is really good advice. I'm sure they appreciate that. Ali, a viewer, wants to know if you can talk about how to properly clean a hybrid fan.
Okay, first of all, the hybrid battery has to be cool when it runs, and it does get warm as power is required from it. So there's a fan that sucks in the air from the car and cools the hybrid battery.
And that's that little grate that you see around the back seating area
It's
of most
normally
hybrids, right?
it's normally on most Toyotas in the rear seat area.
Except for the Sienna,
Yes, and
the new Sienna.
suggest the best place to look is in the owner's manual where they are, but it's usually on the passenger side. It could be in the front seat. Chances are it's in the back seat. How do you clean them? First of all, every 20,000 miles, when the car comes in for service, as technicians, we're required to clean them.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you have a dog, if you have a pet that sheds a lot, if you are a taxi that you have a lot of people in it, we have an issue with this, that they get totally clogged up. And the way you clean them is with the vacuum cleaner. If the cover comes off, you can either see it in your owner's manual or you can see if something was intended to be pulled off.
Yeah, you don't want to just go yank on it and
Like on the
have it snap.
RAV4s, they come out. On some vehicles, it's just a grating. And the best thing to do is a vacuum cleaner with one of those adjustments in the front of it.
Right.
And you can see all the crud that gets caught up in it. You just clean all that up. If it is too nasty, some of those have a filter that you can actually change the filter in.
This person here wants to know about jump starting cars. So we got those jumper cables. We're going from car A to car B. But what happens if one is a hybrid and one is a gasoline? Can you jump start from a hybrid to a gasoline or from a gasoline to a hybrid?
You can, but the hybrid vehicle, because normally all of its power and requirements are met with the hybrid battery and the inverter in the front, normally they have smaller batteries. So you don't have a whole bunch of storage in them. Also, if you're gonna jump anybody from your vehicle, if you don't know what you're doing, if you haven't done it before, don't attempt it. There's a bunch of expensive computers back there that you could toast. So the way to
It's not fun.
No, it is funny because we get to replace those batteries, or we get to replace them after somebody blows a fuse or toasts a computer. So if you want to jump a car, doesn't matter if you're using a hybrid or not. You hook up the battery, the other car stays off.
Mm-hmm.
You run the battery on your car to their car, positive to positive, negative to ground, and you run it 10 or 15 minutes. You don't hook up and jump. So you charge in the other person's battery. Now you can, after 10, 15 minutes, the two things hooked up to each other and the other battery charged somewhat, you can attempt to start it with your car turned off. So they're not using, if you don't have a hybrid, the alternator overpowering it. If you have a hybrid, you're not using the inverter converters for charging the 12-volt battery.
Mm-hmm.
So when the other car jumps, when the other car trying to start, shut yours off. If the other battery is so dead that's not going to happen, you can charge it all day long. We could hook it up to a slow charger in the shop and it wouldn't work. If that 10 or 15 minutes didn't do it, you need to have the car towed somewhere and actually replace the battery.
Alrighty. Well, that comes to the end of another episode. Thank you so much, Ali. Your knowledge is amazing. Mind blown. So if you have a question, leave it in the comment section down below. Please subscribe to our Fred Anderson Toyota YouTube channel if you want to get access to more of our videos and our resource library. So I guess say goodbye to the world.
Y'all take care.
All right, goodbye.